Imagine, like, being in and out of the hospital for like 24 years. Can you imagine that? Yeah. So I had like car accidents and stuff like that when I was like 13 on up. I ain't never go to the hospital for. I had the burns on my shoulder and on my back. You know, what I remember, it was some rain. I was already asleep. My body flew from the back seat through the windshield, hit a big ass tree, and I rolled over in the ditch. The car did the same shit, they tell me. You know, and the car was over top of me. I got burned by the muffler. And my friends, they pulled me out, and I was unconscious. They smacked me around. My black ass woke up, and they was like, yo, yeah, we got to take you home. I said, no, the fuck y'all don't. Nuh-uh. I ain't telling this shit to my daddy. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna just chill, sleep this shit off. I'll be good. And it's not that my dad is a bad dude, but he's a bad dude, meaning he ain't playing like your bullshit, And sometimes, when you come from them old school homes, you know, you already done got fucked up doing some shit you ain't supposed to be doing. And you go through with the fucked up shit anyway. And then you get hurt in the process. A mama or a daddy from a black family will be like, oh, you still gonna get an ass whooping on top of that because I already told you. You weren't supposed to do that. So, I told you I was gonna whoop your ass if you got into some shit. Either way, I went to my granddaddy's house first, but my granddaddy was asleep. So then I still wanted to go to my cousin's house where I was originally going, right? Because we had went to the club and came back from the club. That shit happened on the way back. It was raining real bad. And my cousin, they was like scared. They were crying. They were doing all that shit. I don't blame them. But my black ass ain't know that the muffler that burned me, it's on this side right here, right? Yo, that was worse than 4-degree burns. I ain't know. I was still on some shit like, nah, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna sleep this shit off. Get up in the morning, be good. They call my people in the intermission of all the shits, right? Oh man, my folk was cussing me the fuck out. I still ain't want to go to no hospital. Okay? Now, I'm 13. I have my reasons, okay? And at the time, my reasons was both of my parents worked in an insane asylum, right? And I see them all the time. They bring us over there. We got, tons of shit. Like it's they do a lot of different type of work, right? And they seem to can withstand a lot of shit. Kudos to them. But I would see some of them folk when they ain't strapped up in no kind of confinement of any kind. And they might be playing with the little thing or something. And I would be like, oh my God, like what the fuck is going on? And I didn't want to go in there, And I knew that was a form of a type of a hospital. But my black ass was thinking even a real hospital like that. And I was like, nah, they gonna get me and they ain't gonna let me go. No, fuck that. No, I ain't going. Everybody trying to convince me it's not like that. It's not like that, And I ain't really see no death in my family, like except for when my grandma, my grandpa on my mama's side died. And that was a bit traumatic to me. Like we been to church, Baptist, Mormon, Methodist, Pentecostal, I don't know, whatever the fuck whatever all those other things are, right? But it scared me when I would see people get up and shout and they be running around and stuff. And I'd be like, they all right, but me and my brother was real young. We was like 4 or 5 years old. So it scarred me a little bit. So I said, oh, I'm hurt, right? And if I need to get healed, right, I need to do what I see my aunts and them do. They be praying to God, they be getting the Holy Ghost, and they take off running through their church. And I said, if I do that, and I don't even understand, but I just know I need saving for fucking R. And I was just like, oh hell no, they gonna keep my black ass. I'm good. Shit. Everybody there was like, you ain't listen, you gonna go stay with your mama. I said, all right, cool. My mother, thank God she was a nurse and she nursed me back to health. But I had 4-degree burns. Chilling. I done had car accidents where car flip over northbound, southbound again. Come out, no scratches on me. A lot of incidents that have happened to me unscathed. Thankful as always for the saving of my life, and I fought a lot every day. There was somebody keeping some type of drama going, and I didn't understand all the time why. Some of it I did understand, but it's like, fuck it. That's just what we doing, so I'm doing it. Because I'd rather just beat somebody ass than my ass get beat type shit. But also having that feeling like, man, this ain't right all the fucking time. Like, this what y'all motherfuckers want to do for entertainment, survival, enlightenment, and depression? God, hell no. So I did depart from that place and went to my mama's thinking it's going to be different. Them kids were just doing the same shit. Petersburg, Lawrenceville, Martinsville, everybody fucking wanted to fight all the goddamn time. And I was so convinced. I said, it's something in the water in Virginia. I don't want to be bothered with Virginia. Not realizing North Carolina is the real. Oh, they so fucked up in North Carolina. I mean, damn, it's a different level of being fucked up in Virginia, but North Carolina? What? They drink the water here. They pass the water around. And they tell people, like, if you drink this water, you're going to become this. I know I'm exaggerating, but you get what I'm saying. Like, the level of disturbance throughout the whole town. Weird as fuck. Nonetheless, hey, still more peaceful than VA. Gotta pick and choose your battles, Everybody's saying like they want to get to know more about me, but you're making me relive a lot of shit. But I guess learning, entertainment purposes, and life purposes too, Shit. So all that time I didn't go to the hospital for like none of the fights, none of the car accidents between like 13 and 20. I end up in the hospital because I'm pregnant in my tubes. That was the start of a tumultuous time. Off and on several times, hundreds of times, thousands of times. From 20 years old to my 44 years, off and on in the hospital, doctor's office, Even the doctors that had a surgical equipment in the office, MRIs, CAT scans, blood transfusions. I got my ass got beat one good ass time. I got my face all, and God was there then too. God knows when to intervene. Now, I had fought a lot of times, and I had not lost a fight if it had to be a win or a lose. And this particular point in time, I took a big loss, a major loss, But when I say there are lessons in that, man, it was lessons, And part of it was kind of just checking my ego at the door, and seeing what was supposed to be my opponent. Understanding that, like, a lot of the nonsense was fueled by other people. And even if any of it was fueled by her, it was instigated. You know what instigators do? They just like keeping shit going. And at this particular time, I never felt so much empathy and sympathy, humiliation, gratitude, understanding, anger, hurt, fear, and just fight or flight, just being reactive. And I remember God saying to me, like, listen, don't hit her. I was like, what if she? God was like, still don't hit her. So I'm like, okay. God said, listen, they didn't want to get into the reasons why they did not want me to hit her. But as much as I wanted to defend myself, and then how she was just so headstrong for coming for me. But when God told me, and the fight did commence, before it commenced, God was like, just honor my request of just not doing that, and I will give you this little girl. I was just coming to pick up my niece. And, whether you agree with it or not, I had to be okay with whatever. She got the best. She got the best of me. Okay? I tried to, like, hit her once, maybe twice, but I failed both times. And I'm not trying to say that it was all supernatural, but a lot of it was. God was already like, I told you no, don't do it. But when I failed a second time, she got on top of me and she was just beating the fuck out my face. And I remember just laying there, but I'm having a conversation with God at the same time. I'm like, so how long am I supposed to, like, just stay here and just let her just fuck my face up? Like, I have never had any fight where a person fucked up my face. And this was one of the things that I just never had happen. I think I was in one more fight in middle school, and I think one of my best friends got me in the face once, and I got hurt, type shit. That's another story for another time too. But the reason why this one is so significant, God was just like, don't do it. And I didn't understand why. But what God said is, she don't really understand what she doing. She's doing what other people are telling her to do. And I'm like, why would somebody tell her, you know, I don't have nothing against her like that. I don't know her to do that. And then any conversation that we had, and even if we had some indifferences, you could tell it was fueled by other people. And I had to just eat that. It was recorded and all. I had to eat it. But I also had to wear it. Okay? And I had to understand why. Part of it was a lot of my ego, because I ain't never get hit in my face. I would knock a motherfucker out all the time. In their face. Never got hit in mine. That's one way you can look at karma. Another way was, I could tell like she was angry, frustrated, and just, I can't even explain the anger. But you could tell that somebody was working on that conversation for a minute. I'm not going to say I'm all innocent, because I'm not. Of course, we had some back and forth type shit going on, but man, I said, this can't be from just some petty shit. This got to be from something deeper. And all God said was, it is. You'll understand later. So there are significant things that would happen to me from me losing a child at 19, about to turn 20. Okay. And then from having blood transfusions, ulcers, heart problems, let's see, high blood pressure, nerve damage. I got screws in my neck and in my spine. A bone in my hip was taken out and put into my neck. I've had to have surgeries where I have to be awake. They couldn't give me any anesthesia to put me to sleep. And all they could do is like just open that area up with a saw for flesh, okay? I'm pinned down, okay? Now they hit me with the medicine to kind of numb the area. I said, oh, I can still feel that shit. They hit me with the numbing medicine again. I said, I can feel it and smell it. I was smelling my flesh, They hit me with the medicine a third time. And I'm like, I could sit there. It's like, Miss Dilworth, you only get 3 times. We can't give you no more. You can feel it when they having to fuck with your nerves. You can feel the parts of your brain in control and the parts of your body in control. And the reason why they couldn't put me like to sleep, because they had to know, was my brain still active? Was it still working? And was all the nerve endings like popping, right? And it was. But, those are some of those surgeries. Other things, like at one point my body was going like paralyzed on the left. I would get them long ass needles stuck in my neck and in my shoulder. I'll be taking 3 to 4 of my brother kids with me to these doctor's appointments. Okay? They would see them long needles getting put in my neck and in my shoulder. And I would still be right there talking to them in pain like a motherfucker. Pain, it ain't no word for the pain. And they'd be like, are you getting some relief? No. This shit still fucking hurt. Okay? They hit me with the shit twice. Motherfucker still hurt. Okay? Now, if I used to move faster, now I'm moving slower. But I'm still moving. You know, there was times when my hemoglobin, that show your red blood count, low, low. It was like at a 5 point something. I had this what kind of car? Chevy Malibu. I used to sell insurance. So I had this Chevy Malibu. And my period had went on and went off. Then the shit came back on. I said, oh shit, I think I gotta go to the hospital. Cause it ain't supposed to come back on, right? My black ass, when I got there, they had to keep my ass. I ain't know that. You know, I'm one of those people, it don't matter who or how many people I get there in front of. They don't believe me how sick I am. They do not. Because I would still be looking shit like this. If I had makeup, just a little bit of makeup on. If I don't, I still won't be looking pale or skinny or fragile or my energy will be gone. No, it was like I didn't learn to adapt to a lot of it. And they were like, how did you get here? I said, what you mean? How did I get here? They were like, how? I'm like, I drove. You drove what? A car? Yeah. Yeah. How else she thought I was going to get here? So it's things like that. Even when they rewind the footage back, they was like, oh shit, her black ass really drove here. And you know what I was upset about the most was the fact that I was hungry as fuck, couldn't eat nothing. And I was like, oh, but I had to have surgery. And I had to have a blood transfusion. And I had like 7 or 8 of them, something like that. And I had iron. About 3 different times. I've gotten between 2 to 4 pints of blood at once. And just knew how to heal myself from a whole lot of stuff. Some of it I would look up, other things, it was like intuitive, like my body would tell me. Like even if it was parts that was missing, like that I couldn't remember certain stuff because it was like I was getting Alzheimer's and dementia too. Not knowing at any point that this shit is spell work. I knew something would feel different about myself, off, and certain shit would just become, it is just sporadic out of weird places. Not knowing that some of these motherfuckers that claim to be my friend, they just checking on me. It ain't no traditional checking on me. These motherfuckers is trying to see if all this shit worked. And then once they know it did, they just kept fucking with me doing the shit. And guess what I did? Yeah, I took it, handled it, dealt with it. Still kept bouncing off that motherfucking operating table. Oh boy, they were mad. I ain't even realized they was mad. But from 2000 or 1999 to about 2015, you couldn't slow a bitch down for shit. I had a surgery, get my black ass up, okay, back out. Or surgery in the doctor's office, right back out. Even if I had to stay in the hospital for a week, 2 weeks, once I'm out there, I'm up and at it again. And I'm telling you, I done been recut with C-section cuts over the same area 2, 3 times. I'm talking about after they do the surgery, they got to go back in 3 days later, recut the same shit open. And like just so infection won't get in there, they got to take all that shit out. Because I had doctors that fucked up. And then I had to still go home with my wound open. A nicked bladder. And then what else? My bladder was nicked. That I had an open wound, bladder nick. Yeah, and I was still cleaning up this whole motherfucking house. Like the drive or the determination or to just calm my mind, soothe the thoughts. I needed to stay busy. I would clean, get back on my feet, start being different, thinking different, and being grateful for a lot of shit. Just grateful. But 2015 to this 2024, motherfuckers would hit me with so much shit. They was making sure they ain't want me to get back up. They ain't want me to pop out. They ain't want me to fully recover. I mean, so many like things that were going on with me that they could not diagnose and figure out. But even when you would look at like blood work and shit like that, it might be some stupid like, oh, it's off 5 points. Or this is off maybe 100 points, because some of that stuff could be off thousands of points, right? And I'm like, it ain't no simple shit I'm feeling. There's some real shit. And they would dig and they would see certain shit. They always was fixing it. But just knowing the culprit, God had me start to realize what they're doing. They're trying to take your spirit. At this particular point, what they're doing, they're trying to take your soul. Okay. And then that hasn't worked. So they're going to damage your heart. I'm not understanding who these their people are. But those and them were real. Real people walking this earth like you and I, but just heinous and evil as fuck. Just in the business of seeing you suffer repeatedly, continuously. These motherfuckers put cameras in my house, tracking on my car. Then what's that other shit? Cameras in my house, tracking on my car. There's something else I'm missing. Oh, yeah. Them sons of bitches clone my phone. Matter of fact, the cloning of my phone is still going on right now. They have not uncloned the shit because they're still hoping in some kind of shape, form, or fashion. We just really want to see if she's going to croak. We really want to see it. Like, why isn't it happening? She should not be still living. It's because God remember what you did last time? God make sure that shit won't happen this time. God saw what the fuck y'all did last time and saw everything y'all did this time. And all he did was just hit me to the T. Getting down to the nitty gritty. And the secret I'm going to tell y'all, which was what the divine told me. He got tired of like, when he realized so many people was just offering me up in the spirit and putting my name in all these damn different contracts and like trying to sell my black ass off. It's like an invisible slavery auction block type shit. And I ain't supposed to know I'm being auctioned off. I ain't supposed to understand that this is my energy. Because I can hear what y'all saying, right? And I'm like, who the fuck is these people? What the fuck? So, when all this is going on, it gets illuminated by spirit. It's like, yo, it's just people trying to kill you. They've been trying to do that shit since you was little. And I'm like, what the fuck? But God said, no, it don't matter. I'm about to make you immortal. It's okay. I'm like, all right. Like, what's up with that? It's so many people that I gotta handle, go through, fight, and get off of this planet. Because they ain't gonna stop doing what the hell they got going on, what they doing. And I'm like, damn. So he said it's just easier for him, for her too. Let's make you immortal so we ain't gotta keep, doing some of this shit. So I'm like, okay. And then the other reason why God did it was because, hey, you deserve it. You don't realize how many times people have tried to kill you. You don't realize how many times they have been unsuccessful. Before I came, even when we did come, and after that, there are a lot of those battles that you did fight yourself. and you figured out ways to get through it, get past it, you know, hey, run your own type of game on people, you know. So in reality, God just said, they know who you are. They just don't want you to be who you are. And they don't want you to get the recognition that has already been bestowed to you. And when God decided to reveal the reason, they going after shit that I can't even fucking change. My face. What? I was born with this face. I can't help the face. My body. I can't help the body. Look at all these titties. This is a lot of breast. What the fuck? And then it was over shit. Or just knowing what I got in the spirit. And over a man. A man. A man. That I don't even know. And if I do know him, I ain't seen him, heard from him, talked to him, said boo boo the fool too. But the reason why this person was getting so jealous about this man, because they were already in my energy. And they were already trying to use my own energy against me. And they were going after the men on my timeline in the spirit, just pulling out everybody from the past, re-correlating the timeline, you know what I'm saying? And then gonna trip that when the man realized that you copying off the original and he's protesting with your dumb ass like, oh, you the copycat. Oh, I want the original. What in the world, girl? You can't be that right there. I even want to be that right there. All I'm really trying to say is when you wake up every day and you on dating apps, you out partying, you meet all these different women, all these different men. You even got spell work. You can seduce motherfuckers. And you ain't all that ugly. Like, you do look kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? You got so many tools at your disposal that you literally can create a lookalike man to the man that's got you selling your soul for. And I'm sure half of the time that nigga ain't even know. That wigger either, whatever. Didn't know. You was selling it for me. I just was telling you to do it. But, because you still wanted to be around and be attached. Do you know how big of a ego and pride you got to have just to hold on to something not only that you know it's not yours. You know it's not meant for you, made for you, or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know it's somebody else's. And you know it's somebody else's blessings that you after. But you really fall for the person. Really. Like, you really want to get this person your heart and soul. Knowing you're fake and phony. Think that person won't end up seeing the real you? They do. Or you think me as a person is going to keep going along with y'all fuck shit, right? Like, all these spells and crazy shit don't have a damn timeline on it. It does. It has an end time on it too. Basically what I'm saying, God seen all of that, knew this shit already. He could have been X a lot of y'all off of this planet. He could have been put you in purgatory, karma, or anything else. He could have been did a whole lot of shit. But the whole time y'all was fucking with me in any which kind of way that y'all was doing that shit. Using the military, using covens, using dark magic, I can keep going on with the using shit. That was grace and mercy. that God was bestowing upon y'all and having angels, ancestors, even a goddamn demons reacting y'all like, you sure you want to keep this up? We ain't getting no payout from this shit, so, you know, we ain't even trying to continue. But they still want to. Now I remember hearing and listening to what God said to everybody. You know, God was like, are you still, you sure you want to still go down this path? You still, like, so gung-ho on, like, wanting to be her? And, I mean, just knowing all the pain you've inflicted on her. So you really want to be her? And that person and people like, yeah. They thought that God and the devil was just going to let them slide on in after all the torturous shit that they put me through and actually turn over my blessings to them. That's another newsflash, niggas. God won't allow that shit to happen. You did that shit before. No. Now, y'all get some karma. Come get this karma. Handle this karma. Okay? So, that's what you got. That's what you're doing. And that's why I get to chill.